Desde nuestro paladar, esto es Rojo Radio, A Flavor Adventure, con Iván Lugo.
Hola amigos de Rojo Radio, ya es martes, súper emocionado de estar de vuelta en el estudio después de haber estado casi 3 semanas en Egipto y Dubái, pero ya estoy de regreso, feliz y contento. La verdad, si me ven estas ojeras aquí es porque fueron como 30 y tantas horas de viaje, estuvo súper pesado, pero agradecido porque tuve la oportunidad de viajar con mi mamá, que eso fue increíble, increíble. Si tienen la oportunidad de viajar con sus papás, háganlo, no saben, vengo con... Muy contento, muy contento y cargado de energía con tanta pirámide y tanta historia y además el modernismo de Dubái me impresionó totalmente. Pero bueno, ya estamos aquí en el estudio y hoy vamos a tener un programa que va a ser bilingüe.
Sí,
porque tenemos invitados que hablan inglés y español y vamos a hablar un poquito de eso, de si nos aventamos o no a hablar español, porque a veces los latinos nos da miedo hablar español y a veces a la gente que habla inglés le da miedo hablar español también. Entonces vamos a hablar un poquito de eso también y vamos a hablar de moda y vamos a hablar de todo aquí. Pero feliz de estar de regreso y aquí con Cari, que ya dije tu nombre, pero me encanta que estés aquí porque además eres de las patrocinadoras de Rojo Radio y has sido y me has apoyado por mucho tiempo, así que te lo agradezco muchísimo, Cari Acosta.
Gracias, Iván, por tenerme aquí. Estoy muy contenta. Tenía muchísimo tiempo sin venir a mi casita de Entre Mujeres Radio y pues con súper invitados. ¿Qué te puedo decir? Estoy muy emocionada de escuchar un poquito de sus historias y de hacer este programa, un programa multicultural, bilingüe.
Sí. We're going to speak in English and Spanish today with my beautiful accent.
We love it.
And you know what? It's funny because one of our guests always talk about that. But let's introduce themselves. I want you to tell me your name, where are you from, what do you do for living, and the most important thing, what is your favorite meal?
All right, first of all, my name is James, but I go by Matt Larry. I'm from New Jersey, Elizabeth, New Jersey, but I lived in different parts of Jersey. My favorite meal will probably have to be Portuguese food, Haitian food, Dominican food. Honestly, I have different kinds of food that I love, but
if
mainly,
you have to tell me one dish.
One dish?
Yeah.
Honestly, I couldn't tell you off the top of my head because I eat so many different kind of things, you know?
What do you have today, for example?
Oh, before I had, this morning I had an omelet with guacamole into like a burrito.
Yeah. So you like Mexican food?
I like Mexican food. I'm Haitian, so I like, cultural food. So I like spicy food as well.
Good.
Mexican, Peruvian, Dominican food, Haitian food, all kinds of food. Even Arabic food is amazing. I don't know if you guys ever had that.
No,
really
I just
good.
came back from Dubai.
Oh, did you have their food? Their food is
Yes.
kind of spicy though, right? But it's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
I went to Dubai and Egypt. And oh my God.
How was the experience?
Amazing. It's like so different countries, so different cultures. But beautiful experience. But okay, so something like that you have this morning. Can you see on the screen?
On the screen?
Yes, something exactly like that. Actually, yeah, yeah, it's really good.
Oh, that looks so good. Yeah, I'm hungry now. But you were telling me earlier that you eat healthy.
Yes,
right?
I do. I don't eat meat a lot. I stayed a lot away from meat because meat has a lot of parasites. It has a lot of things that damages our DNA, and it messes with our mental state of mind most of the time. Even though our mind, people think that our mind is our first thought, it's actually our second thought because our gut is our first thought. You know what I mean? When you're hungry, it always sends a message to the brain first, and then and then you.
That's why people say that it's not good to go to the grocery store when you're hungry,
yes.
right?
Absolutely.
Oh, I heard that.
Yeah,
I
or
always go hungry.
even when you go to a restaurant, and that happened to me in Mexico. Okay, I came back from Dubai and I stopped in Mexico City. And I went
You
to
had
have
to
dinner.
do it, huh?
Yes, and I went with my friends to have dinner, and my friend was starving, so hungry. And we get to the restaurant and he ordered a pasta, a soup, and a big piece of steak because it was an Argentinian restaurant. And I'm like, that's not good. Like when you are super hungry, it's not good to go to a restaurant and order all those things because you're never gonna eat them all, and it's not healthy.
No,
either.
it's not.
He didn't finish all, but he knows who he is. Probably he's watching us right now. So welcome to Rojo Radio.
Thank you for having
me.
me.
So it's gonna be bilingual.
Okay.
I'm from Mexico City. That's what I have, that thick accent. But I love it.
It's sexy.
I tried to use it. So thank you, Sofia Vergara and Salma Hayek, for making this accent more popular.
Yes.
So, welcome. And who's my next guest? That I love you. Always is a pleasure to have you here. You are so beautiful.
Thank you.
You have a special light always around you, and that smile, I just love it to see you and have you here. But it's a lot of people that doesn't know you. Maybe not. So introduce yourself, please.
Yeah, hi, my name is Franchela Ulises. I'm a stylist, I'm a model, and I love coming here. I've been here before, and I feel like I'm part of the Entre Mujeres Radio Familia, and I'm excited to be here and just spend some time with all these people in these tables, because we're going to learn something different, and it's amazing to be around people who are multicultural and speak different languages. It's a lot of culture. It's really fun.
And your favorite food?
Mango.
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 Oh, mango. I don't mango. Okay.
Yeah, they call it el tres golpe. Like Dominican breakfast is like fried cheese, eggs, plátano, plantain, and aguacate.
Wow.
Yes. Y el salami. Your salami can't stay.
Wow. Javier, we didn't have any. Javier, ¿no tenemos algo? Una imagen de ese platillo. Porque yo nunca lo había escuchado.
Sí.
Mango.
In DR we call it, there you go. Plátano power, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, I'm hungry.
Oye, empecemos con desayunos. We talk about breakfast today.
That's
funny.
Today.
Cari, what is your favorite breakfast? Now that we're
You
talking
heard
about
this
breakfast.
before. Breakfast?
Yeah.
I don't really eat breakfast, to be honest with
No?
you. No, I don't. I'm not. Maybe huevos rancheros. That's my favorite breakfast, probably.
Huevos
or machaca
rancheros.
con huevos, you know? Maybe, but my favorite food, you know which one it is.
Which one, remind me?
I'm from Sinaloa, from the coast,
yeah.
you know, from the coast of Mexico, and near Mazatlan, Culiacan, Sinaloa. We're about half an hour from the beach. But my favorite food is tacos dorados. It's like deep fried tacos. Very unhealthy. My mom makes them really pretty, and they're very colorful. Where I come from, they put lettuce, and they put like a lot of vegetables on top. So I'm really eating my vegetables with my tacos, you know. So it's kind of semi-healthy, you know. Semi-healthy.
Look at that. Oh my
Yeah.
God, that looks so
beautiful.
good.
I've tried those.
That does look good.
My mom makes them from scratch, and then she makes this broth that you put on top of them. Oh.
Like a sauce.
He makes it with the meat, like a meat broth, and then you put it on top of it with fresh cheese. It's yummy. And my mom makes it look so pretty. I mean, she's so particular about cutting all the vegetables. I mean, she puts zucchini in there, and carrots and onions, you know, like pickled onions, you know. So it's really nice too. I'm hungry already.
Yes.
Let's go have food.
Me too. I know. One day, I promise you guys that we're gonna have like a chef or something that it's gonna bring your favorite
That'd be
meal.
amazing.
Oh my!
Yeah.
Look at those tacos, please.
Very nice.
So that's something that you wouldn't need it, right? Because it's not
right
that
now,
healthy.
I don't eat stuff like that. I'm very strict on what I eat. Like in the morning, I eat apples, fruits. Sometimes I'll do omelets, but I'll put the spinach or cabbage. I mean, not cabbage, spinach or spring. You ever heard of the spring romaine lettuce? Yeah, I use that sometimes. A lot of guacamole, tomatoes. I try to eat a lot of fruits and vegetables in the morning because the first important meal of the day is breakfast. So whatever you consume, that's how you're gonna feel throughout the day. It's very important that we watch what we eat when we wake up.
Well, like I mentioned to you guys earlier, I almost died on December. Like that was scary. So as soon as I left the hospital, because I stayed like 4 days there, and that was really, really bad. I lost like 20 pounds in a month. And I'm like, wow, I need to take care of myself. I need to take care of my life. I love Maria. Hi. And I decide to change my radio show. I want to talk about more healthy things, and I kind of want to be the voice of the diabetic people like now. We need to take care of ourselves, because if we don't take care of ourselves, we cannot do so many beautiful things. Like when I was in the hospital, I was thinking I don't want to go because I knew about my trip to Dubai and I went to Colombia in February as well. And I knew about all these trips that I have on the year, and I was so depressed that I almost canceled all my trips. I almost canceled my radio show because I was so depressed after that. And I'm like, no. Let's
You just change your lifestyle.
Yeah, let's just change the way that I eat. Let's just do more exercise and things that we know that we have to do.
Absolutely.
Because we know we have to do it. It's just
How is? I mean, you are a model, but you are a model with different sizes. I love because you are working with different sizes, and that's good too because we empower women that are bigger. So, but you take care of yourself as well, right?
yeah, I try my best to take care of myself. Obviously, I don't think I would say that I'm like on a strict diet or anything like that. Because I
But
love
you don't
eating.
need it. You're beautiful.
But but I think you know, people have different bodies because even me, like I don't do exercise on a regular basis, but I don't gain weight too easily. I have 3 kids. So I've been able to maintain that weight, but because I keep myself so active, I'm always running around, I'm always doing things, I'm never like really in bed. I really just don't have time to sit down and just like, you know, bench watch and just eat because I'm always on the go. So I'm always like grabbing like a banana or apple because I'm always running. So I think that kind of replaces a lot of the things that I should be doing better. But I also love supporting women of all body types also, especially in the modeling world.
And I like
because,
that.
you know, all women are very different. And I know all women want to have like, they want to be like a size 0, size 3, size 4, but normally women are not size 0s and size 4. We have regular bodies. So I love to encourage women to also love themselves how they are. And if they want to model and something they want to do, they can still do it, no matter what size they're in. But I always do encourage them to take care of themselves. Because being size 0 doesn't mean you're healthy.
Exactly.
I agree with that.
Because sometimes those models are not healthy
No,
at
they're not
all.
At all.
But we're talking about models, food, fashion, and you're a designer.
Yes, I'm a fashion designer. Matt Larry, LLC.
Wow. Tell me, I mean, I want to ask Carrie first because this show was her idea. She wanted to do it in English, and she
And you
wanted
came to my mind
both
right
to
away.
be here. So, Carrie, this is your show.
Yes, absolutely. I feel that we all can learn from stories, and everybody has a story. And I got a chance to work with you during that. You know, you had like a class about women, you know, pose your virtues and stuff like that. But I didn't really have a chance to get to know you, and I know that there's a story behind everybody. So James came to my office, and you know, one of the things that really inspired me is to see these young men that is working hard to get to have his dream come true. But I want to find out more about you because you heard a little bit about me, a little bit too much about me because I talk too much. But I want to hear more about you. I want to know who are you and how did you get started in such a tough industry, you know, the fashion industry?
Hold on, I want you to be closer to the microphone because I want everybody to hear the story. Carrie was very excited to have you here today.
I'm just a young kid from New Jersey who, you know, woke up one day and said, I can't be in this state no more because I can't pursue the dreams that I want to in this state. I feel like I plateaued, being in that state. So I woke up one day and I said, you know what, I gotta leave. You know, they say if you ever have a thought of leaving somewhere, you gotta do it within the next 3 hours because that thought will burn away. So I got up and I left and I came to Arizona. And when I came here, I was fortunate enough to be around certain people who had certain ties. People from San Antonio, especially Texas Fashion Week, and she gave me the opportunity to, you know, show some of my artwork on that platform, and I'm so grateful to have met those people. I met other people as well on that journey, and that's actually how I got, you know, that journey started was, you know, just going out and networking. A lot of us are stuck in a bubble, and we want to pursue dreams, and we want these things, we want fancy things. Some of us just want simple way of life, but in order to get that simple way of life, we have to go and get those things. We have to get out and meet people. We have to be more diverse and open-minded, and you're not going to do that by sitting on a couch or being in that bubble. Right. You have to, you know, get outside your comfort zone. Yeah. Because a lot of us are comfortable in our zone. You know what I mean? I know some of us, we know it's hard to deal with different kinds of energies, because we can't control those energies. But it's also important that we invite them, and be around them, because it's the only way we are going to grow. You can't do nothing by yourself. We all need each other in order to get to that next level. No matter what anyone says, I don't care. They've either had a mentor help them, or they've had somebody they met along their journey say, you know what, I'll give you this opportunity because I work here, or because I know so-and-so. That's the only way. And that's how I was able to, get on that.
How old were you?
Stage.
And what was did you have like a breaking point to where you were like, I need to do this? I mean, did you go to school for fashion industry? I mean, how do you go from just being a young kid? How old were you, and did you go from there?
I've always loved fashion, honestly. I have so many pictures of me and different stuff from when I was a young kid. My mom used to buy me all kinds of stuff. I did have a breaking point, and that was recently in my 30s. Like when I reached 30, that was really like my breaking point. Like I said, I lived in New Jersey at the time, and it was just like I was stuck. But I know I wanted to do the fashion thing, I wanted to do that. And being on the East Coast, it's like selling cars, the fashion industry, because it's very competitive. There's so many other people who want to pursue the same dream. Kind of like going to Hollywood and you want to be an actor.
Yeah.
You got to work extra hard, but at the same time, you might get overshadowed because there's other people that are doing it at a way faster pace.
And that was my next question, because you were so close to New York, and New
Yes.
York is the capital of the fashion.
Yes, it is.
But you decided to move to Arizona.
I decided to move to Arizona. That's where my heart, said, this is where you need to be.
Okay, tell me something, because we all live in Arizona, and I met some people in this trip, and they asked me, why Arizona?
Beautiful here.
But I know, right?
Yeah.
And
Right.
one guy told me, Arizona is so ugly. It's like nothing interesting. And I'm like, no,
He's
So
a small
basic.
Yeah.
it's not.
It's not.
Arizona is so beautiful, and it gives us opportunities to all of us to do whatever we want to do here.
Yeah.
It's an amazing place. So you moved to Arizona, and then keep going to...
I moved to Scottsdale. I was going to this bar. I got to give some shout out to some of my friends, because they bring me out a lot too, and they know a lot of people in the city. And being around them, I met, her name is Sage. Her name is Sage Thomas. I don't know if she'll get upset for saying her name on here, but she's the one that works at Texas Fashion Week, and she gave me the opportunity to get on that platform and show my designs, and that's how I had the opportunity to do that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let me see. That's your Instagram,
This is my Instagram. Yeah.
and those are your designs.
Yeah, this is my shoes are the newest designs.
Oh
that I
my
have
God!
out.
You didn't bring any. Do you
I
have
didn't
things for-
bring-
Oh my God, you have shoes?
I
Wow.
do shoes. Yeah. Shoes is actually more my real passion than clothes, because the shoes is, we all love. I was watching your show, and she said something that's true. We all love different kinds of shoes.
Look at those
Different
shoes.
shoes puts us
I
in
want
different
them.
moods. Yeah.
The logo. Okay.
I want them. So are they for boys and girls? Or
Yeah,
just
it's a
for-
multi. Yeah, multi.
And you didn't bring any?
Well, they're in the factory. I have people working on them. I have to, when you get stuff done in the factory, you got to get them done in bulk.
I love
bulk,
those.
yeah.
Yes.
Wow. And that's like the trendy color right now.
Yes.
As you can tell,
Yes,
we're wearing
yes.
something
It is
similar
very trendy.
today.
That's gorgeous.
Wow. Love them.
Thank you.
Okay. I was flying for so many hours, so I watch every single movie, and I was watching the Salvatore Ferragamo documentary about how he started designing shoes and the passion that he have for shoes, but not just for shoes. He really take care of the feet of the person. Like he study like the anatomy of the the foot, like to understand exactly what he's gonna do. Are you that passionate? Like, did you how you design the shoe? Like, I'm always curious about that.
I have other designs of shoes that are in, like, I don't know how to say it, but I have other designs as well. But the shoes, it's your mood. You know what I mean? It's it's what you want to wear for the day. It's how you're feeling that day, and the design is based off the ideas that I have with other designs and other trendy things that people are buying a lot. You know what I mean?
That's Ferragamo.
Ferragamo,
Oh my God,
yes.
I'm obsessed with that story. If you have the opportunity, watch the story of this guy, because it's always inspiring.
Yeah.
You see them on the mall, you see the brand, and you
Yes,
see the belt. Everybody's wearing the belt right
Belt,
now.
very popular,
But
yes.
you don't know what all the. It's not easy. It's not
No,
easy
it's-
to get there. And you are a sample of that. Like you are working so hard right now.
Honestly, man, I appreciate that. I appreciate the recognition, but I have a lot more work to do. I have New York Fashion Week. I want to go to LA Fashion Week, and most importantly, Paris. That's my biggest dream, is to get there.
Oh yeah, I know Paris too.
That's the biggest stage for me.
Well, if you need a model,
of course, I would love
I'm
that.
down.
Absolutely, but I have a lot more work to do. Not just in the fashion world, but outside of it, because the funding, it's very expensive to get these manufacturers to make your stuff. You know, my designs, I can't just put it right on a piece of paper and then have it like this. I have to send it.
Are you wearing your designs too?
Yeah, everything I have.
I want the jacket. I want the hat.
Jacket is cool.
Thank you.
Yes.
I have to send it out to my guy, and then he has to send it back to me where I can have it in a format where I can either have it done digital like this, where it's screen printed, or embroidery, because I do both. But most of my stuff from now on moving
just
forward,
go a little closer to the microphone because
most of my stuff moving forward now is all going to be embroidered, all stitched on, because embroidery lasts forever. You can have it 20 years. Yeah. And that's what people want. They want good material, quality material that doesn't fade and that lasts forever,
Wow. Franchela, what do you think of this guy?
He's amazing.
Yeah, right?
Thank you.
I mean, there's a lot of, as a model, and I work with a lot of designers as well. And I'm a stylist, so I have to create my designs based on different items, and I have to put things and have time to think about it and how is it going to feel. How's it going to look on my client? So I know it takes a lot of work to design. I have friends who are designers, and I see the process. I actually designed a few things for the Barrett Jackson, the last one they had.
Oh, wow.
We did a fashion show for Barrett Jackson, and I did sustainability because I'm all about sustainability and reusing materials. So I had to design a few things, and it's a lot of work. It takes a lot of power, mental, it takes a lot of energy, and you have to be very creative because that's why not everybody's able to design, because it just takes special minds to do it. So it's a lot.
And you know what? I always have a lot of ideas because I own a pet salon, but I'm working in my brand. I want people to recognize the Chihuahua of my logo, and I want people to recognize my logo. So I'm working on that too. I was thinking about making hats with some kind of like a cool design. I'm still working on that because I'm very creative too, and I always want to do something different and something special. So you are inspiring me right now, and you as well. Well, you always inspire me, but it's not easy to design. I have a lot of ideas, but I don't know how to put them together. So that's my problem. So I always hire someone, sometimes I just draw them and I tell them, can you put this on a computer and make a cool design?
Into something.
Yes, and that's how I did my logos and everything. But it's not easy to do what you guys do.
No, it's very complex, and sometimes you'll catch yourself getting creative when you're not really in an area to be creative. Like sometimes I'll be driving and I'll get creative thoughts, and I can't pull over and do anything. I have to kind of take my phone out and just write everything down, like a paragraph of what my creative thoughts are, or else it burns away. And that's one of the hardest things for me, because when that happens, I catch myself staying up late at night and creating more stuff, and it's overwhelming sometimes, like you said. It is.
No, I understand that. And you know what? What about recording when you're driving? And I'm going to tell you why, because like I just say, I'm full of ideas all the time, full of ideas. And sometimes I want to stop my car and just write them, because sometimes I feel like I'm going to miss them or that's going to be gone. So I decide to just record them on my notes.
Voice record.
Yes, and that kind of helped me. So I don't know. It's just an idea.
Maybe voice recording.
That's maybe I should. Yeah, I probably should start doing that so I don't get into an accident.
I know.
Trying to be creative.
And I get it, because we are creative people, and I include myself because I'm always doing something. Always, just see me always doing something. And talking about that, I want to invite you again to be one of my judges for the Bentley Scottsdale Polo Championships. I don't know. Last year I invited you, but you were so busy. Like always, you're super busy.
I'm always running around. I'm always so busy. It's ridiculous.
You are. But I'm doing a fashion show with dogs. It's going to be on November 4th. I would love to have you there, like with your designs.
I would be honored.
Can you add a dog in the fashion show? Can you design something for a dog, maybe?
Absolutely.
Just think about it.
No, I can. there's different sized dogs, but as long as I get are you going to be on one dog or several dogs?
Well, this is a fashion show and this is my 10th year doing this fashion show.
It's very successful too. Very
10th
successful.
year?
Yeah.
And last year we have like 13,000 people in the whole event, not just in the fashion show,
That's
but
amazing.
in the whole event. So I don't know. We can talk about it. But I want this lady to be one of my judges.
Fashionista dogs.
I'm gonna.
Fashionista.
That's a great opportunity.
It's on November 4, Franchella.
4 de noviembre. Dale.
Yeah.
Let me
Put it in your
know.
calendar.
Put it in my calendar.
I really want you to be one of the judges, and they always give me 15 minutes to put the show together. It's like the Super Bowl, and I always think if J-Lo do it, if Madonna do it in the Super Bowl, I can do it.
Absolutely.
But this year they gave me 30 minutes to do the whole fashion show because the dogs get so much attention.
They're so cute too.
They are so cute, and don't get me wrong, but sometimes the models are walking and everybody's drinking, the polo is going on and everybody's drinking and talking, but when the dog is coming inside the polo field, everybody
gets
goes
quiet.
to see the dogs.
Yeah.
They're so cute.
That's why they love me and they hire me every year to do this show, and this is my 10th year, so I want models,
amazing.
I want superstars, I want fashion designers. It's going to be bigger and better, so just think about it. Maybe
I
you
have
can,
other friends in Arizona who are designers as well.
yeah.
Yes.
Maybe we can do a fashion show if they design something for a dog.
Yeah.
And to style, they can show their fashion and like kind of do the same for the doggy,
For the dog,
like
have the dog
a
come out.
matching thing. I
Yeah.
don't know. Think
Like
about
matching
it.
with like owner and dog kind of thing.
Some
That would be
people-
like
some
same
people-
outfits
Yes,
or
yes.
something.
Some people are really into that, matching stuff with their dogs. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. That's actually a trendy thing.
I
People
would
do
love to
that.
see my Chihuahua with that jacket. I would love to see
so
my
funny.
Chihuahua with that jacket. Wow. What do you think of these people?
Isn't it amazing? Well, I am very fortunate to be in an industry where you meet people all the time. And my office becomes sort of like, you know,
You're like a therapist now.
yes, I am. I am. And it's like when I saw him and I started talking to him, I was like, oh, we got to get you on the show. People need to know about,
She called me.
yeah. He was in Dubai, and
Yeah.
it's like I want him. Oh, I'm not supposed to speak. I want him in the show, and then I thought about you because you're amazing. Because everything that you do, and I mean, you inspire me as well to kind of be out of my comfort zone and the way that I dress. And
Oh, yeah, because you
it's-
take a class with her, right?
yes, and it was amazing because we were women of all sizes, all ages, and also different colors, and it was just amazing. It's like we kind of broke the. ¿Cómo se dice?
Like the mold.
Like the mold. We broke the mold with that amazing picture, you know? So when I met you, like I said, I didn't really have a chance to talk to you, but I know that you started somewhere as well. So I want to know more about you as well. How did you get started in the model industry?
But
model
Carrie,
stuff.
hold on, because someone need to pay this radio show.
Oh,
So
that's
we
true.
have to go to a commercial.
Oh, yes.
Pero para la gente que nos está oyendo, espero que estén disfrutando del programa, porque tenemos a estos dos maravillosos, creativos seres humanos que tienen muchas ideas y ganas de salir adelante. Y de eso se trata Rojo Radio, de que tú que nos estás viendo en casita te inspires con nuestras historias y salgamos todos adelante. Vamos al primer corte. Esto es Rojo Radio, Flavor Adventure. Regresamos.
Estás escuchando Rojo Radio con sabor a recuerdo. Volvemos después de la pausa.
Hoy te quiero hablar de Staffing Specialist. Staffing Specialist, tu aliado en la contratación de personal. Somos una agencia de empleo que ha estado apoyando a compañías y a tu comunidad con miles de empleos por más de 35 años. Si estás buscando un buen trabajo o estás buscando contratar personal, Staffing Specialist es la solución.
Hola amigos de Rojo Radio, mi nombre es Alfredo Pérez y los quiero invitar a que vengan, disfruten y conozcan todas las maravillas que tiene México para ustedes. Así es que si quieren conocer a cualquiera de los lugares que nuestro amigo Iván Lugo ha visitado aquí en México, por favor contáctenos a través de Rojo Radio para que los invite y vengan a conocer todas estas maravillas que tenemos para ustedes a través de Viajo México.
¿Qué pasa, Rocco? Ya sé, quieres ir al Lugar y Pet Salón, a que te den un buen baño, corte de pelo y jugar con tus amiguitos. Me parece buena idea. Me gusta que ahí puedo aprender a cómo cuidar del pelo y el excelente servicio al cliente. Lugar y Pet Salón, cortando el pelo de tu mascota desde 1998. 7901 East Thomas Road, Suite 105, Scottsdale, Arizona. Teléfono 480-636-7087. 480-636-7087. Lugar y Pet Salón.
Estamos de regreso para seguir con nuestra aventura de sabor. Sigue escuchando Rojo Radio, a Flavor Adventure.
Pues ya estamos aquí de regreso con nuestro programa bilingüe del día de hoy, que espero que lo estén disfrutando y que lo estén entendiendo. Y Franchela, vamos a hablar un poquito en español. We're gonna mix a little Spanglish.
Spanglish all the time.
Because look at that. Oh my God, you're
stop.
gorgeous. You're so beautiful. So beautiful. But you know what is more beautiful about you? That you are so humble and you are such a nice model. Because sometimes they are kind
mean
of
girls.
sometimes they are kind of mean and bitchy, but you are not. You are
God.
an amazing person.
Thank you.
And what I do like about you is like you like to empower another woman. Not just you. It's not about you.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the people around you, the other women around you. So tell me a little about that. How is your project going? Do you have anything going on right now?
Yeah, so like I said before, I've been modeling since I was 16. So I was born in the Virgin Islands in St. Thomas. And it's a very small island, like everybody knows each other, so it's very tight-knit. But I've always knew, like my partner here, that I had big dreams and I wanted to do big things. I wanted to be a model. But when I was growing up, it was limited, the type of models I would see. Like most of models that I used to see that looked like me was maybe like Tyra Banks or Naomi Campbell. So we grew up seeing those women. We're like, oh my God, we want to be like them, right? Mm-hmm. Because we didn't have much representation or diversity on the television of women that looked like us. So it just felt like it was something like unrealistic for us. So I moved to New York once I finished high school to go to college. I loved New York for a little bit, but New York was like a very, very fast for me. Like it was too much going on. And like my partner said, it's very competitive. Mm-hmm. So even though you might have the skills or you might have the desire, you're competing with 1,000 other models who might have the same look as you or the same skin color as you. It was just like a lot. So I moved to Arizona. I went to the University of Phoenix. I got my bachelor's degree in criminal justice administration.
Oh, wow.
And yes.
Wow. I didn't know that.
I'm like, why?
I know. I feel like since young, I've always had a passion for fashion, but I've always had a passion for justice and diversity and making people feel good, especially when it comes to the youth.
That's what I was going to say. It's kind of related somehow.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Helping.
It's like tough love.
Yeah.
Right? Justice system is tough love sometimes. And I love working with the younger generation because I saw a lot of people, well, at least my classmates growing up, that they eventually ended up in the justice system and they were very young. But when you look deep and you try to figure out why are they in the justice system, they have families who are broken, they have parents who are divorced, mm-hmm. they're being abused. So there's so many factors when you see our younger generation in the justice system. It's more to just them being bad. They're just having maybe bad experiences and a bad life. So I was always interested in that. But as I moved to Arizona, I started to do a lot of thrifting. So I love thrifting. So I started to do campaigns and doing a lot of work with Goodwill. Mm-hmm. So I worked with Goodwill for a long time. I did a fashionista contest with them like 3 years ago, and I won the fashionista contest, and that's how I started to work with Goodwill.
Wow.
And I still do sometimes. So then people started like, you should do fashion, you should get back into modeling. And, I was like, oh man, I don't know, because Arizona's not known for the capital of fashion. No. It's not, right? No. So I was like, well, it's kind of weird to do fashion here, but slowly but surely I got to do that, and I'm here now. Mujeres of All Shades, it's something that I'm very passionate about, and it's my community that I started, and it's all about diversity. I'm Afro-Latina, I speak Spanish. Spanish is my first language, so I've always had the issue of people telling me, like, you don't look Latina, you don't look Spanish, or people just kind of questioning where I'm from, and I'm not Latina enough, but you're not black enough, so it was a lot. Mm-hmm. So I also met women in my path who were struggling with that same thing, but it was the opposite side. Mm-hmm. Maybe they were like very light skinned and they had blue eyes and blonde, pero yo soy mexicana, pero dicen que no parezco mexicana porque soy güerita. So I was like, well, it happens everywhere. It's like an issue. So I started Mujeres of All Shades to just build a place for women to feel empowered, mm-hmm. to embrace who they are, to embrace what they want to do, and to be vocal about who they are, right?
And look at their
my girls. To be vocal about who they are. Yes. to be vocal about who they are and what they want to do with their lives. And we do photo shoots, we do meetups, I style them, we do fashion shows. We have another fashion show that we might do with Caroline coming up soon. So we do a lot of things in the community.
Nice. Awesome. I was thinking about the diversity. Like, we are used to one stereotype of woman or man.
Yes.
And remember this Mexican actress, Yalitza. She won. Did she win the Oscar or no?
Yeah, she won an Oscar.
She won an Oscar. She was in this movie Roma, and she's from Oaxaca, little state out of Mexico, and now she's in the cover of Vogue.
People did not believe in her, that's for sure.
She is a lot of people still in
just because of the way she looked.
Look at her. I mean.
Yes. People, I know they were even saying like her, like why her? Because she doesn't fit the stereotype of telenovela, the stereotype of what Latinas should look, right? Because we always think Latinas look like J-Lo or Shakira, and when you see a woman like that, she's like, no, she's Mexican. They're like, what? No, she's not. Because people just that's what the media has given us for so many years. That when you see a woman like me say I'm Dominican or I'm Latina, they're like, no, you're not.
There's a lot of racism in Mexico when it comes to indigenous women. There's, I mean, it's horrible. I mean, if you look like that, I mean, you look down. I hate it because I like to embrace our culture. This is who we are. Like, even though I'm light, I have that, you know, I'm indigenous. My cheekbones, if you can see, you know, I have that in me. It doesn't matter whether I'm a little bit more like complected, but I mean, I don't like, you know, how some people can be. There's a lot of racism against indigenous people, people that are, you know, a little bit darker, and I don't like it because this is who you are. We come in different colors with different sizes and things like that. So
yes, and it was really interesting. On March 17th, well, like 2-3 days ago, the governor just signed the bill banning discrimination for hair.
Yeah.
To me, it was. I actually did a segment with Telemundo. And I was talking about the subject the same day she signed it, and we did a whole segment talking about how I felt about the whole thing, since, you know, I'm all about diversity and I speak up about these things in the community.
Wow.
And it was like a sour sweet moment, because it's like, really? We're signing a bill to ban hair discrimination. So the discrimination against women of color for having braids, afro locks in workplaces, because people do get discriminated for their hair.
Is that crazy?
So
we're in 2023.
we just signed a bill in 2023 banning that, and for me it was a sour sweet moment, but I still love to celebrate those small wins, because the women who are fighting for it, and me and all these women who are fighting for this diversity, were being heard. But it's still very sad that we have to sign a bill so that nobody discriminates my fro.
Do you know what? In these long flights, like I say, I watched another documentary with Lizzo. The singer, Lizzo, that's her name?
Lizzo?
Lizzo?
I don't know who that is.
I'm not sure.
You don't know Lizzo? No, you don't know Lizzo? Oh my God.
Maybe I heard her music, but
Lizzo?
I don't know.
Is Lizzo?
Oh, Lizzo. Yeah, I know it was Lizzo.
Sorry, that was me.
Lizzo, yeah.
Lizzo, yeah. And oh my God, she's amazing. Amazing, and her story and
her curves, she flaunts it, she shows it, and empowers a lot of women like her.
She's actually empowered a lot of women in our age group, because I'm 32. I don't know how old you are.
I'm 31.
Okay, yeah, in our age group, she's empowered a lot of women that, you know, look like her and have her body.
And
that's amazing.
They could be rappers, they could be singers too.
Absolutely, yeah.
And she was dreaming to sing with Beyonce or be with her and all that, and she's realizing, she's
beautiful. Like, come on.
She is, and that was so interesting. Like, if you have the opportunity to watch her documentary, because it's really inspiring. I was so happy. I'm so happy that I had the opportunity to watch all these movies in long flights, that I learned so much.
This goes to show that the limitations is only in your mind. It doesn't matter.
That's how I show my radio show every time. That's how I show I always say, put your wings and fly as high as you want, because the limitations are in your head. I mean, doesn't matter if we live in Arizona. We are making Arizona the capital of fashion. We're making Arizona the capital of the polo event. Like 10 years doing the polo, and who will think like 10 years, like that polo is going to be a big thing here.
Yeah.
Or the fashion week, Finnish Fashion
Phoenix
Week.
Fashion Week.
That's I think it's a big movement in Arizona. That's what I like Arizona. It's a lot of opportunities to grow in different ways.
A lot of opportunity to meet very interesting people. You grow from meeting people that are different than you are. I mean, I'm not in the fashion industry, but I love meeting people that have dreams, and because I've been there before. Like I came from another country when I was young, so you came from another state, but making that move and leaving your family behind and your story behind, and
I was actually born in IET too. I actually moved to New York in '97. So I was born in Haiti, and then my family moved to New York, '97, New Jersey, and then we came to New York, but we lived in New Jersey in '97, and then always lived up there up until I actually just moved to Arizona, November 2021. And I was able to meet all those different kind of people and get that opportunity within that 1 year span. So I recently just did all this, but I still am willing to keep growing and keep learning and keep building.
Yeah.
Because my business is not gonna do it no one's gonna do it for me. As a matter of fact.
That's
No.
correct.
Yeah.
No.
And it's amazing also that you guys are opening platforms for everyone, because I think that's why there was a time for me where when I moved to Arizona where I was not around the Latino community. I just didn't want to be around the Latino community because I just didn't feel like I fit in. Like I just felt like a fish out of water.
Yeah.
Literally, right? And it was really difficult for me to kind of come in. But then I understood. I'm like, well, if I want to make a difference and I want to make a change and I want to educate, I have to show up, right? I have to be that one to show up. I have to be that one to make a difference. I have to be that one to educate, because now I feel like there's so many women that in the Latino community, within our community, that now it's, they see me and they're like, ay, solamente Franchela, right? It's not so awkward. It's not surprising. But before, when I first got into the community, every time I would open my mouth, it would just be shut down. Like, oh my God, did she just speak Spanish? And it happens to me every single day. But you just have to show up, and nobody's going to do it for you.
Yeah. No.
Right? You want to make a difference. It has to start with you. It's like that song from Michael Jackson, look yourself in the mirror, right? Yeah. You have to look at yourself in the mirror, and you have to be the change. It starts with you.
Right.
We're always wanting somebody to do it, but sometimes you have to be the one to do it.
And you can't be afraid of meeting people. And sometimes one of the things that's really weird is I have a friend that's, if I tell her that I told her, because to me I have to be proper, I always used to say African American or Caucasian or Hispanic, because I thought that it was a proper way. So I met this lady, and she says, "Don't call me African American. I'm just a black lady." She's older than me, and it's just amazing hearing her story and coming from the hurricane when a lot of people came from Katrina, and they moved them to Arizona. And she said, "You know what, Karina? Before I met you, I was racist." She said, "I would not be around people that were different than me. So now you're my crazy Mexican friend." I invited her to have dinner with us for Thanksgiving, and I burned the turkey, of course, because I don't know how to cook turkey. And just the way that I was, and just getting that friendship, because to me, and I told you, James, it doesn't matter who you are, the color of your skin, where you come from. I want to get to know people. I want them to impact my life as well, So the same thing happened with my friend, and she calls me my little Mexican friend, because, and just being around me, because it's like I burned the turkey and I had older people, and I invited, because it was more like a Friendsgiving. So I had people from, different races and colors and ages, and we just sat at the table, and it's like we're family, It's like you can't be afraid to get to know people.
And we need to have more of that, because that's what we don't have much of. And that's why I think we continue to fight this. We continue to be in this vicious cycle, right? We're just going in circles. We're making a change, but then we're going back, and then we're coming back. And it's because people are not open to sitting with different people in their table or letting in new people into their circle. And you'll be surprised. Like I was telling the girls we had our Mujeres of All Shades meeting on Sunday, and I was telling the girls that it's so interesting how we're all so different, because I have girls who are from Africa, I have girls from here, I have girls from all parts of the world, Honduras, everywhere, but we all look very different. We all come from a different country, but when we all sit down and we start to talk, we're going through the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like we're going through the same thing, we're having the same issues, we're struggling the same battles, and then it's like, wow, like just the physical part disappears, and then we end up having the same problems, right? So it's so important to open these spaces to like everyone, especially to the Latino community, because like you said, sometimes people don't know about all the cultures. Black people are everywhere.
Yeah, we are.
Exactly.
That's true.
Everywhere, right? So when you see a black person, they're not automatically African American. You know, I consider myself black because I am black. I have African roots, but my dad and my mom are both from Dominican Republic, and I was born in St. Thomas. So I'm St. Tomian black / Dominican. Like I don't even know what I am at this point. Like I'm a little bit of everything, but we're very quick to see somebody physically and say, oh, you're that,
Right.
before we get to talk to them and get to know who they are. So
Yeah.
Exactly. Or sometimes out of ignorance, like for me, English is not my first language, even though I speak, okay. But I always try to speak
You speak
proper
good. I speak
or
okay.
not.
You
I'm
speak
not and I get afraid of, offending. And she's like, don't, Karina, don't call me that. It's because I thought that was the proper way to. But it's not about that. It's about your soul. It's about who you are as a person.
Yeah,
It's
agree.
not being proper all the time about everything, And I always think that that's how you grow. That's
Okay,
how you
now
grow.
that you talk about that, tell me something. What is that place?
at the Virgin Islands.
Oh, I need to put that on my bucket list.
Oh my God, yeah, that's Main Street right there.
Wow.
That is one of our oldest buildings. That right here. Yeah, that's St. Thomas. That's my beautiful. I used to walk all these streets to go to school every morning.
Wow.
You
We
lived
have-
in paradise.
You went to Catholic school, right? They have Catholic school over there?
Yeah, they do. They have a few. We do our carnival, our parade right there, where we have all those cars. We remove all those cars, and then we do our carnival there. So yeah, St. Thomas is a beautiful island, and it's funny because it's here in the United States, and a lot of people don't even know that. I tell a lot of people, like, you guys want to go to
beautiful.
Paradise? Just get on a plane. You don't even need a passport to go to St.
Yeah.
Thomas. It's
Yeah.
right here. But a lot of people don't know that we have the Virgin Islands, and they're actually part of the U.S.
Yeah.
So
Okay, in my radio show, we always talk about memories. And you just talk about your memories just watching those images there. So, but what about food? Do you have any memories with the food? Like when you were, who teach you how to cook, or your favorite meal?
So I grew up with both. So I grew up eating Dominican food because my mom is straight up Dominicana. My mom is like straight up Dominicana. And my dad. So we ate like sancocho. So my mom is a businesswoman. My mom used to own a bar when I was younger. My mom hacía una carne frita de cerdo. Yes, and she had this secret ingredient. I'm still trying to figure out. She just would not share. She's like, I'll give it to you soon. Pero le echa mucho limón.
Ay.
Con orégano. Y una cosa, oh my God, rica. Si mami, riquísimo. And
It's like that?
es como más carne frita. Y mami lo hace con carne de cerdo frita, con plátano frito. And she would always make that. And that was like her specialty dish at when she had her bar. And growing in St. Thomas, the food is different, so we eat a lot of like pate and saltfish, and it's mucho marisco en las islas porque tenemos el mar ahí. Entonces, I used to, in oxtail, a lot of oxtail, and Jamaicans love oxtail. So un poquito de todo. So I was, fortunate enough to grow up with two different cultures, and I was able to like enjoy both meals.
Oh my God,
That's
I'm so
awesome.
hungry.
Okay, me too.
What about you, James? Any memories?
Memories as food?
Yeah.
Oh, honestly, the last memory I have of food was being back in Jersey in November, and my grandmother, my aunt, she made Haitian food. I haven't been back to Haiti since 2004 to my mom's funeral.
Oh.
Yeah, that's actually one of my bad memories. So,
Well, share a good one. Like, go back when you were.
back when I was back in my country,
Yes.
good memories back in my country was when my cousin Florence was getting married, and she had the whole family go out to Haiti, and it was amazing. It was very beautiful. That's one of the last beautiful memories I have. Being on the island, being by the beach, having my whole family there. My grandmother was still alive at that time. she passed away right after. So it was but yeah, those are the good memories I have.
Interesting.
I don't really,
Haiti and Dominican Republic, we share the same island.
yeah.
Yeah.
I try to,
It's like a little, is it like a little lake or something that just
No,
divides it?
it's just a border.
Like a canal or something?
Yeah,
Border?
there's a little bit of water.
Yeah, it's right there. It's like,
What a coincidence that you guys are into fashion, that you guys moved from that island to here.
Both from the East Coast.
Yeah.
Coming out here to Asia.
I didn't know that. I promise.
That's
It just happened.
crazy.
It just happened because the universe just needed it.
Nothing's a coincidence.
happen.
Everything that
Everything happens
happens
for
is
a
already
purpose.
written. That's right.
And you know what, James, why I like to share the memories? Because I want to inspire people that is watching the show now. I want to tell them that we are like you, that you're watching. Like, we came from different countries. We have the same stories that people have. And we are getting to our dreams. But we, like you say, Franchela, we have to work every day. We have to work so hard.
a lot.
And people sometimes, they think that it's been easy.
No.
And it's not. It's not been easy, but it's not impossible. That's the other thing. It's not impossible. You just need to focus on your dreams, on your passion. Find out what is your passion. And go for it.
And you got to show up for yourself, not for everyone else. Because sometimes when you think about, like, I love what you said, because I always talk to my girls about networking.
Yes.
Networking
It's a very
is
important part of our lives
The
right now.
reason I've been able to get this far is because of networking. But believe me, I don't want to get up every day and network, right? I don't want to. Sometimes you just don't want to talk. You don't want to go out. But every time I have to go out and network, I say I'm showing up for myself, right? Because when I network, I get to meet a new person, and you just don't know. Maybe if I would have said no and stayed on the couch today, would I have met him? No. We're gonna collaborate for sure.
I know. That's a fact.
Right?
That's
So
a
like
Fendi
that's
fact.
the beautiful thing. Like, you just never know who you're gonna meet. You don't know how that person is gonna change your life.
Exactly.
And you just have to get up and you got to do the work. You gotta figure it out. You gotta get inner strength. You gotta pray on it. You gotta do something. But you have to get up and do it, and that's how you become successful. And when we see people around us, like successful people who are billionaires or who have written books or whatever, if you, like you said, if you look at their stories, documentaries, you're gonna be like, oh my God, they went through so much. They were sleeping in the cars. They had no food. They always have like a difficult startup, but all the things that end up together is that they never gave up.
Right.
Sacrifices. Through all that, that's the most important thing she's talking about. Even when you go out and network, you got to make a sacrifice to not be home and do whatever you thought you were going to do. You got to go out and meet people. You got to sacrifice every moment, or even if it's not a moment, every day that you're doing something. Even when you're out working or out driving, going to a Circle K, meet people, talk to people, because someone might be having a bad day, and just that conversation, you might save their life. I promise you.
Absolutely.
It's happened to me. You might change someone's life, or you might save their life. So get outside your comfort zone. It's very important. I agree with what you said. It's very important.
Very, very important. And when you told me, Ivan, I want this show in English, I say, well, English is not my first language. I have this
You're
big
killing
accent.
it. You're not even stuttering.
No, I mean, I'm like, let's do it. I mean, why not? Why not? Let's take the chances. Like, go do something risky once in a while. Like,
Eso es muy bonito, because también eso va a poder traer una audiencia diferente, y eso es lo que nos hace falta, right? Because sometimes we're like, yeah, I have my audience, I have my Latino community, but when you change it up, other communities start to say, oh, let me go follow Mujeres. Let me go find, like Entre Mujeres Radio. What are they doing over there? And soon you're going to see more people coming in, because sometimes, like, at least for me, diversity is so important. Like, actually, I'll tell you guys a story. When I started Mujeres of All Shades, it was going to be Latinas of All Shades. I was like, I'm going to call it Latinas of All Shades. And then one time I asked a friend, I was like, and she's not Latina, and I told her, if I do an event, will you come? She's like, I'm not going. I was like, why? She's like, because I'm not Latina.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. So something that I've been fighting so much, because I don't want to have women into a bubble, I was like, I'm doing that again.
Yeah.
So I opened it to Mujeres of All Shades,
That's
women of
awesome.
all shades. So every woman that walks into my organization, they feel welcome, they feel loved, and they feel like they fit in.
That's true.
So I love that you're doing that, because maybe even me sharing these clips of like, oh, I'm Entre Mujeres Radio. A lot of my friends who don't speak Spanish are like, yeah, girl, I don't understand what they're saying. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, maybe they want to see it, but they're not going to be interested because they don't understand. It's not what they do. It's not their community. But us speaking English, that can open their minds to like, wow, ahí hablan inglés también. Let me watch this show.
Yeah.
It's a win-win for all of us, and we all get to grow and we all get to learn from other people.
And I will inspire people that is watching us tonight. Like, this is not just in Spanish. We live in the States, so we need to talk English a little more. Try. Don't be afraid. James, what is your dream?
My biggest dream, honestly, is to do a homeless shelter. That's my passion
That's beautiful.
over the fashion.
Uh-huh.
My dream is to do a homeless shelter, but the way I want to do it, I want it to be set up in a way where the homeless can go in and out and work and provide for themselves, and then eventually on their way out, maybe reconnect with their families, stuff like that. Because in Arizona and in New York too, the homeless crisis it's crazy. California has it the worst.
Oh, California is bad.
I know, it's
and
everywhere.
it seems like the thing that bothers me about that is these people have souls and spirits. They have families, and people walk by them, step over them. They're sleeping on the ground. People don't even
Acknowledge.
That's somebody's family member. You know what I mean? And if I can get enough funding or even push the Matt Larry where I can get money from that's where I'm gonna allocate it to, is to doing for the homeless, because that'll give me my peace of mind. I know once my time is up on this realm and this dimension, I'll be happy with my soul. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That'll give me peace eternally.
And you know what? That's kind of my dream too. Because
Really?
Yeah. I wanna, but in my shelter, I want them to be able to have dogs.
Okay.
That's my dream.
Yeah.
And that's because one time I was in a bad situation in my life, and I couldn't find a place who can take me with my dog. So that's one of my dreams too, to have a shelter, because we never know the situations
That the people-
of the people,
Mhm.
why
Yeah.
they ended
Yeah.
on the
We're quick to
streets.
judge too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Society makes us that way because we're
Right.
so focused on our 9 to 5s or doing this and doing that, and we
Yeah.
don't even stop for a minute. You know what I mean? I know some people. I know some homeless people are in a mental state of mind where you think they're crazy, but we all have a pain in our life.
Yeah.
Shout out to Saigon. He had a song called "Pain in My Life," and it shows different people going through different things in their life and how they become homeless or how they've been homeless and made it out.
Yeah.
Both aspects of that fence, and it's a beautiful thing if we can all, maybe not even the whole world can change it, but if maybe 10 people can get together and get enough funding, we can change thousands of
Mission
lives.
Oh yeah.
accomplished.
My
Yeah.
belief is like one person at a time.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
I know.
That's my thing. Is like if you can, you might be able to change a person's life just one at a time.
Yeah.
It's one family at a time. One
Guys,
person at a
can you
time.
believe that we just have 3 minutes left of the show, and I'm very, very happy to have you guys here.
I appreciate
This
for
show inspired me more. Cari, thank you so much
Well,
for
thank you for
bringing these
having us.
these
you.
amazing people to my show, to forcing me to do this in English. You say, but Ivan, I want it in English. Like, okay, Cari, whatever you want, you are the boss. But thank you so much. We need to do a second show.
Yes,
with-
we do.
Yes,
We need to do a second show with. I want you guys back.
I would love that.
I want to hear more about your story. The hour went so fast.
It
It
did.
did.
Franchella.
That was like an hour.
I know, Franchella, your dream, really quick.
My dream is as well as interesting enough. I do want to also support shelters.
Oh my God, we
for
need to get
women.
together.
For women who are being in domestic violence situations or
Oh,
homeless, to empower them, to help them find jobs, but also to make them bring back that self-esteem, because once you get into that situation where you're homeless or you're being abused and you have all the situations, your self-esteem is gone.
Yeah.
And that brings other issues there. And then also with Mujeres of All Shades, I hope to make that worldwide, and I hope to be able to travel to different states doing big conferences and speaking to women all over the world.
Wow. I want to cry.
Amazing.
But I know, because like I say, people doesn't know how hard our lives sometimes are. And maybe you see me in Dubai last week, but maybe 5 years ago I wasn't in another situation totally
It's
different.
growth.
We have
So-
our own, we have our own little things that we do for ourselves, our own little
I want
accomplishments.
to go
You
to
know what
Dubai
I mean?
so bad.
Every 2 years or every year, we say, you know what, I'm going to treat myself. I want to go here.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that, because we
deserve it.
deserve to reward ourselves because
Yeah.
we work so hard. And no one sees that. I mean, I don't flaunt, like, you know what I mean? I'm trying to be as humble as possible about how I do my own thing, you know what I mean? Because there's someone who has it worse than me and someone who has it better than me. So always maintain humbleness.
Exactly.
Oh my God, I'm like sweating. I'm very excited about this show. Please, oh, look at me there. With my mom, I have the
That's your
opportunity
mom?
to be with my mom in this trip.
Wow,
beautiful.
And that was amazing. That's Del Cairo in Egypt.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Oh my God.
rode-
I want
you
to go on
rode
the
them?
camel.
I love
wanna
that.
go on a camel. Wow.
Those
Dios
are my
mío.
pictures. Thank you, Javier. Next week I'm going to talk about that trip because it was amazing. Cari, quiero agradecerte. Muchas gracias por
Gracias
forzarme
a
a
ti,
hacer este
corazón.
programa en inglés. Te amo, te quiero mucho. Siempre me traes invitados. Tráeme más, vente
Claro que
más
sí.
seguido. Y ya me están diciendo que diga Dios, no. Pero, Cari, gracias. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And like I always say, put your wings and fly as high as you want.
Absolutely.
Because
Thank
I
you,
wear-
Carrie.
The only thing that stops us, it's here.
Yeah.
See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Esto fue Rojo Radio, una aventura de sabor. En el próximo programa, tú puedes compartir con nosotros tus recuerdos con sabor a tradición, aquí por entremujeresradio.net.